Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Sims build. I have decided to do kind of a two-parter build. This first part here is a living space. So there are two studio type apartments, one on the main level or on the ground floor, and then one on the second level. I figured you can do a few things as terms of gameplay with this and how to tell your story. Some things that I thought of was maybe they're sisters or something like that, or friends, and one lives upstairs and one lives downstairs, and they rented in the same complex to stay close to each other but still have their own space. Obviously, like in The Sims, this would be considered one lot. But I just thought it was really cute. So what you'll notice later, way later in the video, is that the upstairs area has the same layout as the downstairs that we work on the planning for. So it'll take us a little bit longer to get through the first apartment because we work on the actual layout. But for upstairs, I just copied it and pasted it and then deleted all of the like decor, the bed, and redid that stuff. But as for like the kitchen, like the counters, the sink, like all of that is the exact same, because I figured if whoever they were renting it from, it's just their generic like style that they made for the house. And then I actually saw this picture on Pinterest. I wasn't able to find it again to share with you guys now, but I saw the concept that there were plants on the stairs going all the way up. So I did alt place and raise them all up to be on the staircase, and it is actually still a functional staircase. I did get a sim in here to test out a few things. So one thing you'll notice is that in the bathrooms there's no sink, but you can use the sink in the kitchen. It's okay, it's fine, it's cool, it's fine. So your sim will just end up going over to the kitchen to wash their hands after using the bathroom. But the sim that I had in this house on this lot had no problem getting up those stairs whatsoever. So there's some good news. But yeah, I just really wanted to have the plants going all the way up. So my concept for the two sims is upstairs we've got our plant lover, and downstairs we've got our painter. So I don't know, I feel like I always default to making houses like that, but where there's like a painter or a planter sim. I just love the gardening, okay? I love plants. I love them. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying my Sims builds, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can see more of my content in the future. Lets me know what you guys are interested in seeing if you hit that like button, comment as well and down below. So feel free to do all those things. Since this is a two-parter as well, if you do get those notification bells, then you'll be able to see whatever I end up doing with that big piece on the other side, because this living space is very narrow, but there's this whole other building attached to it that I want to do something with. I was thinking maybe like a restaurant or a coffee shop, but it is 2 floors and it's really big, so I definitely was leaning towards the restaurant angle just because of how big it is. But if you guys have suggestions on what you think I should do for the second part, please let me know. I haven't worked on it yet, so that'll probably come out in a few weeks. But yeah, I'm really excited to work on the second half of this build, and by then we'll have some new expansions in the game as well, so exciting things are happening. And as for the one difference between the two apartments is that the upstairs has a balcony, and so it actually takes out some of the space in the living area. It's really small in the upstairs apartment, and then downstairs they have a walkout backyard. So the downstairs apartment, while it is like on the main floor, I don't know, if you don't live in a good neighborhood, maybe you don't want to be on the ground floor, but it is the nicer of the two apartments in terms of space. So that's really the only difference I'd say between the two of them. They're both styled a little bit differently, obviously, because they're two different Sims would be living in those spaces, but I don't know, I just thought it was kind of fun to keep. I always love doing these sort of things in The Sims, making like my own apartments or my own like multi-family lots or something like that. It would be really cool to have the functionality to kind of split up the living space and be like, this is one lot and this is another lot, but it's actually all on the same lot. That would be really cool. I imagine it would be really complicated to like give that to us in The Sims. I don't know, maybe that's something that could be considered for Sims 5. But yeah, the layout is very much like a studio style. So for the bedroom, I did opt to have it open. So you could close it off if you wanted. I just thought that I wanted it to have a little bit more of a studio feel to it, even though you could easily have just made this a normal 1-bedroom. But yeah, you easily could have just fit in a door, but I just thought it was kind of cute to have the curtains hanging, and the way I decorate the interiors is that these apartments maybe aren't the nicest. There are some cracks on the walls, so clearly like it's not a very expensive place to, well, I mean, it's in The Sims, it's probably pretty expensive to live here, but in terms of storytelling, maybe their rent isn't super high. And I mean, the bottom floor girl, she is an artist, stereotypically the starving, struggling artist or whatever. But I don't know, I still tried to make it cute though, so like she kind of took what she was given and tried to make the most out of it. So she still has all these really cute accessories, and just kind of like tries to hide some of the cracks in the walls with all of her paintings and stuff like that, which I just thought it was like the best I could do to make the most out of her situation. And then, like I said before, the bathrooms, they're just 3 tiles big, so yeah, they're quite small. I just fit the shower and the toilet in them, so there's no bathtub in either of the apartments. Now, say you were to download this for your own game, there are some things that you could do to make this a little bit more accessible. You could easily just turn it all into one space instead of 2 separate apartments and then make a bigger bathroom. You could easily fit like the 2nd bedroom. You won't need 2 kitchens at that point if you combine them. So it actually would be a pretty spacious like single like unit rather than 2 separate units. But I don't know, it's just what I was like feeling like I wanted to do today. I like to do like I was saying, I like to do the apartments. I just think it's kind of fun. I like having the story of like people living, and then right next door there's possibly a restaurant. Maybe these 2 girls, they work there, and then on their own time they do their little, I don't know, the girl here on the bottom floor, she's into painting, so maybe after work she does some painting, sells some stuff on Plopsy, and whatever else. And maybe well, I guess the girl upstairs was more of a gardener, so I don't know. Maybe she just chills, sells some plants. Maybe she's Instagrammy person, likes to take photos of her plants for social media. Maybe, I don't know. I just thought it was similar vibes between the 2 levels while also being different spaces. And I went for these cabinets here, the blue ones. I just thought the color was really pretty and that it kind of fit the space quite well. So this is the same layout, the same like cabinet color, cabinets, appliances. The only difference in the kitchen is going to be how it's decorated. So for example, this one has the microwave with a bread box on top with a little paper towel roll and some like spoons and stuff, and the pans. I think once we get to the upstairs apartment, you'll see that there's going to be a little bit more like, oh, you have plant pots in your kitchen. Like, I guess it's also her workspace, because since the living area up in the upstairs apartment is much smaller, that I don't know, maybe she has to use her kitchen counter instead of getting another table to work on some, like, repotting her plants or something. But my hope is that the two Sims that would live here are friends and get along so that they could hang out in each other's apartments, particularly the one who's living upstairs and has less of a living room can hopefully come down here and hang out, and especially with the back porch. Maybe she offers to come down, and I know I put planters in the little backyard, so maybe she's like, hey, I'll come over and take care of your plants if you let me use your living room. So funny. But like I said before, I just tried to cover up some of the more cracks and stuff on the walls with all of these wall items, paintings, particularly paintings, since I thought maybe they could be like her paintings or her sketches that she's done in the past that she didn't want to sell, or maybe couldn't sell and she just decided to keep them. I don't know, I just think it ended up being a really cute apartment down here. And then as for the backyard, a simple little picnic bench, barbecue so that your Sims can make their hamburgers as they will, and then the planters and just a nice tree. I did, for the fencing, I did one side of the fencing a solid, and then the other side's just like more of an open one. So the solid side I figured was going to be overlooking like the restaurant or whatever I end up doing for that second half of the build. So I didn't feel like it was fair for like all these Sims to be like, oh, what's going on over there in that backyard? I wanted like the privacy screen of it just for some more realism. It's possible that I might end up doing like a restaurant and a second business as well. So there's quite a few different lot types that I'm sure that you can probably choose from this once I finish the second half. So like I said before, make sure in the comments that you let me know what you are interested to see in that other half. I suggest maybe a restaurant would be kind of fun. I was thinking like the coffee shop as well. I could do like a little store, like maybe a thrift store out the back, and then have like maybe take a quarter of the space for a thrift store and then have the other 3/4 for a restaurant, so you can have like all the choices you could possibly want for a lot type here. I feel like I keep doing that with my builds, like just keep going, hey, choose your lot type. It's a multi-purpose lot. I kind of like that though. It's kind of fun because sometimes in The Sims when you're playing in gameplay, it could take you like a whole day to do one thing and you're like, oh, time flew. So if everything you need when you're outside of your house is all on one lot, including a bed, like say you came here and you had it set as a restaurant lot type, you came here and then your Sim was like, wow, I'm tired because my meal is not being delivered. They could pop on over to a bed. Oh my goodness. Like I said, you can also set it as a residential. I'm not sure what I'm going to upload it in the gallery as. I have not uploaded it yet because I wanted to wait until the second half was built and upload it all together. So unless someone wants it just this part here uploaded, let me know. I can upload it before I start building it. I probably won't get around to it anytime soon just because I got really busy over the last few days and I don't have a plan on when I will have time to continue working on my Sims builds. I'm gonna try my best to do as soon as possible, but it's possibly gonna end up being more of an August type situation. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get it done soon. Like I said, if you haven't subbed already and hit that notification bell, you should, so that you can see when the next part comes, as well as other Sims builds. It's possible I might end up doing something else in between doing the second half, just because I know I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna get the horse ranch pack, but if I do, I might want to do a build for that first. So it's up in the air. Speaking of horse ranch, is anyone planning on getting it? What are you guys planning on doing with it for your gameplay? I'd love to hear about it. Like I said, I haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna get it. I think it looks really fun and I'm excited about it existing. I just don't know if I want to purchase it yet. I do want those like 3 buy it by a certain date thing, but also should I just wait for it to go on sale? Like, ugh, it's so frustrating that The Sims has started doing that. Like, buy it by a certain date, you get these 3 extra items for free. So I gotta weigh the pros and cons of whether or not I want those items, or just to wait for it to go on sale. I don't know. Oh, it's so difficult being a simmer. So this is the living space in the upstairs apartment that I said was much smaller. So it is like the balcony would have been the same amount of space of what is downstairs for the interior. So I only had a space to do like a table and 2 chairs. But yeah, that's the build. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you to sub, like, and comment down below, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.